Okay, so I've been thinking about this for a while, and I need to just say it. Morgan has the greatest story in gaming. Not top 5, not top 3, the greatest. And I feel like not enough people are saying that out loud. Like, we talk about Joe from The Last of Us all the time, we talk about Ellie, we talk about Geralt. And don't get me wrong, those are incredible characters. But Morgan is different, and today I want to tell you exactly why. So real quick, for anyone who someone hasn't played RDR2, first of all, what are you doing with your life? Seriously though, go play it, like after this video, right now. Okay, so Morgan, he is an outlaw, lives in the 1890s, part of a gang called Vanderliden Gang, led by a guy named Dodge. Dodge has plan. Dodge always has plan. The plan never works. But Otto follows him anyway because this gang is his family. It's the only life he's ever known. And from the outside, Otto looks like your typical rough cowboy. Big guy, deep voice, doesn't say much. Looks like he would fight a bear and win. And yeah, he probably could fight a bear. But that's not what makes him interesting. What makes Otto interesting is everything underneath that. So here's something that a lot of people doesn't even notice when they first play out the R2. Otto keeps a journal, like an actual handwritten journal. He draws the animal he sees, the people he meets, the place he visits. He writes his thoughts in it, his doubts, his feelings. This big scary outlaw man, sitting down to sketch a deer he saw by the river, writing about how he doesn't know if he's a good person. That details alone tells you more about Otto Morgan than most games tell you about their main character in the entire story. Rockstar didn't have to do that. They could have just made him a cool guy with guns, but they gave him a soul, and that is why he hits different. Okay, so this is where the story goes from good to something else entirely. About halfway through the game, Otto finds out he has tuberculosis, TB, in the 1890s, which basically means he's going to die. There's no cure, there's no way out of it. He's going to die. And the way the game handles this is generally one of the best things I've ever seen in gaming. Otto doesn't suddenly become a saint. He doesn't start crying every 5 minutes. He just starts to think about the life he's lived, the people he's hurt, the things he's done. And slowly, very slowly, you start to see him change because you actually feel it. So here's the thing about Otto Redemption Arc. He doesn't get a happy ending. He knows he doesn't get a happy ending. He's dying. That is not changing. But what he can control is what kind of man he is in the time he has left. And that's the question the whole game is quietly asking you. Not can Otto survive, but can Otto become someone worth remembering? And the answer to that question depends on you. Because RDR2 has a morality system. If you play Otto as a good man, helping strangers, being honorable, making the right cause, his ending is peaceful. He watches the sun rise, he dies on his own terms. If you play him as a bad man, robbing, killing, being selfish, he dies in the mud, face down, alone. Same character, same story, but two completely different deaths depending on who you decide he was. And honestly, that is good gaming design. That is genius. I also need to talk about Roger Clark because Otto Morgan doesn't work without him. Roger Clark is the actor who voiced and performed Otto. And the thing that makes it special is Rockstar actually gave him ownership of the character, like real creative input, real collaboration. He wasn't just reading lines in a booth, he was building author alongside the writers. And you can feel that in every single scene. The quiet moments, the way author pauses before he speaks, the way he sounds tired, not just physically tired, but tired of everything. Tired of the life, tired of the choices, tired of who he's been. Roger Clark did something most actors in gaming doesn't get the chance to do. He made you forget you were playing a game. He made Otto feel like a real person. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. You are thinking, okay, but what about Joe? What about Ellie? And look, I love Joe. I've made like 4 videos about Joe at this point. I might have a problem. But here's how I see it. Joe's story is about love and grief and what a man will destroy to protect the thing he loves most. That's honestly powerful. That is incredible. I will never argue against it. But Otto's story is about something slightly different. It's about looking at your whole life, everything you've done, everyone you've hurt, and asking yourself, is it too late to be better? Joe never really asks himself that question. Joe makes his choice and he commits to it. Otto asks himself that question every single day. for the last half of the game while dying. And I think for me personally, it hits just a little bit harder. Don't come for me in the comments. Actually, don't come for me in the comments. I want to have this debate. So here's the thing that actually gets me. Red Dead Redemption 2 came out in 2018. It sold over 61 million copies. It has a 97 on Metric, one of the most highest rated games ever made. And yet, when people talk about the greatest story in gaming, Automagon doesn't always come up first. Joe comes up, Ellie comes up, Geralt comes up, and I think I know why. The Last of Us has a TV show now. It is everywhere. It's in the cultural conversation constantly. Audio 2 is kind of just sitting there, being incredible quietly, like Otto himself. No big sequel announced, no Netflix adaptation, no constant news cycle. Just a game that came out in 2018 and is still, right now, one of the best things you can experience in gaming. And I think that deserves to be said louder. Here is where I stand. Automagon's story is the greatest in gaming because it does something almost no other game does. It makes you feel responsible. Not for only what happened in the game, but for who Otto is as a person. You carry that journal, you make those choices, you decide what kind of man he becomes. And when the ending comes, and believe me, the ending comes, it hits you based on every decision you made. I've played a lot of games, I've cried at a few of them. Automagon got me, I'm not going to pretend it didn't. That sunrise ending, yeah, if you know, you know. And if you don't know, go play Red Dead Redemption 2. Right now, I'm serious, close the video. After you subscribe, obviously. That's the video. Automagon, greatest story in gaming. I said what I said. Now drop in the comments, do you agree or do you think someone else take the top spots? Joe, Ellie, Garrett, someone else? Tell me who your pick is and why, I genuinely want to know. If you are new here, welcome. I make videos about story-driven games, gaming drama and whatever got me thinking that week. Subscribe if that sounds like your kind of thing. Next week, I'm going into From Software and why the test story is completely different from everyone else. That one is going to be interesting. I will see you then.